kiddos, what we are going to do today is we are going to walk through our new grammar focus for the week, which is progressive verb tense. Now you're like, wait, Miss Megan, we just did verb tense right before Thanksgiving. And you're right, we did just do verb tense. But what we're going to do is dig even deeper into verb tense, and we're going to look at what's called the progressive verb tense. So we know a verb describes what is happening. It's the action, right? And we know from our previous lesson that there are three types of tenses. There is the past, the present, or the future. Past tense is when something has already happened. Present tense is what's happening right now. And future tense is what will happen. Now, to make a tense progressive, what it has to have is, not an arrow, sorry, need my pen. Oh, not the laser pointer either, my goodness. What it has to have is this ing on it, okay? So the verb is going to end in the ing, and that is what makes it progressive. What it tells us is that the action is still happening. It is ongoing, okay? This could be still in past. It can still be in future. There's just going to be some things that we do to it to make it still sound like it's in the past or sound as though it is in the future. But all of our verbs this week are going to have the ing added to the end of it to make it progressive. So let's look at examples of what verbs with ing look like. So my verb here is walk, but I add that ing and it makes it progressive. So walking, jumping, running, thinking, singing, looking. All of these have that ing ending, which is what makes them progressive. Okay, so let's talk about past progressive tense. This is an ongoing action that took place in the past. Now, I know that's kind of like, well, wait, how can it be ongoing if it's already happened? Let me show you an example, okay? Here's our sentence. Ben was talking to you. So instead of me saying Ben talked to you, I could phrase it this way so that if I was saying like, hey, this is a horrible example, but I'm going to use it. If I were to say, you're missing recess because Ben was talking to you and you were talking back, I'm referencing an action that had been ongoing. So I'm phrasing it in a way to show that I knew that was happening. It was ongoing in that moment that I'm talking about. Okay. So to put it in the past, you're going to want to add some helping verbs to the front. So we are going to have was or were. So if it is was, it's because you were only talking about one person. It is singular, okay? If I use were, we are talking about two people. That's going to be plural. So was is what you'll use to put it in past with singular, were, two people, plural. And remember, my verb always has that ing on the ending. Let's look at another example. Okay, so here it is, plural, they, it's at least two. They were talking to you. So Ben was talking to you, they were talking to you. Notice, if I'm putting it in the past, I'm using was or I'm using were at the front. I'm putting ing on the end of my verb. I'm using was when it is singular. I'm using were when it is plural. Kiddos, this is probably something that you're going to want to write down. Take a picture of this on your screen and put it on your desktop to reference while you're doing your work this week. But I would definitely, in a journal, I would write this down. Was is singular, were is plural. Add ing to the end of your verb. Okay, go back and repeat that if you need it to so you can get it written down. So now let's talk about present. That means it's happening right now. Now, this is something that I saw last week that we wanted to kind of get confused. We wanted to slap ing on the end of the verb. And yes, ing usually tells us that it's ongoing. But in order for it to be just simple verb tense, which is really what our focus was last week, we're just saying, I build a fort. She builds a fort, okay? So what we are working on this week is having that ing on the end of it. To make it present tense, that means it's happening right now, we are adding these helping verbs, am, is, are. Now, both of these are going to be, I can't make my little thing on my pen. These are going to be when you're talking about one person, singular. And this word is going to be when you're talking about two, plural. Okay? So let's look at some examples. I am talking to you. This is happening right now because I am doing it. This is how I signal to my reader that this is taking place right now. Now remember, every single verb we have this week is going to have ing on the end of it. The only thing that's going to change is going to be this helping verb on the front. So when I'm singular, when it is one person, I'm saying am or is. Ben is talking to you. But if I'm talking about plural, more than one, they are talking to you. Take a picture of this, take notes on that, go back and view the video if you need to for notes. And our last tense, kiddos, is future. We know that this means this is what is going to happen. Now, this is very similar to last week in that I have to add this word will, but I'm also going to add be. I will be going to school. So my verb still has the ing on it. And the only thing that's going to be different here is that I'm adding this will be helping verb to the beginning. So let's look at some examples. I will be talking to you. Ben will be talking to you. They will be talking to you. Doesn't matter if it is singular or plural, will be is going to be the helping verb you use. Okay? All right, kiddos, take a picture of this if you need it. So that way you have some notes. Go back and rewatch the video. I'll have the video linked every day in your agenda for reference. But I want to talk to you about your task cards. They're going to be two parts. Okay, so the next 2 days you're going to be working on task cards where you're going to be identifying the verb and telling me what tense it is, or making a verb into a tense. So in this card here, it says the children were throwing coins in the fountain. I have to find the verb and then tell is it past, present, or future. The children were throwing coins in the fountain. Well, I know it's about the children. What were they doing? They were throwing. So I know that this is going to be my verb. So that's what I would write down or click on these words as my verb. I know that this is past tense because it has this helping verb, were. Okay? All right, let's look at this one. It says, write a sentence using the verb hide in the progressive present tense. So I need to write a complete sentence here. I need to use this word hide. Remember, all of our verbs this week are going to have ing. So I automatically know I'm saying hiding, and I need to put it in present tense. So I would say something like, she is hiding behind the tree. So when I ask you to write these sentences, please make sure they are complete. They have a subject, they have a verb, they have a period, a capital letter on the beginning, okay? Those are the two types of task cards you're gonna work through this week, kiddos. Please reach out and let me know if you have any questions. And again, please go back and rewatch the video if you need to take some notes. Thanks for working hard.